Hi, good morning. I'm Mark Lombard, Divisional Purchasing Director. With me is Simon Britton. He heads up the divisional marketing strategy. And joining us this morning is Fred Sirieix, and he's here today. And we're going to discuss the latest restaurant opening in conjunction with Wormwood Scrubs. Good morning, Fred.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Hope you are too. For anyone watching that isn't aware, could you tell us a little bit more about the latest venture with the Right Course and Wormwood Scrubs?
Well, what we're doing at the Right Course is my charity, which I opened 4 years ago. And what we do, we open restaurants in prisons. We use existing facilities and equipment as much as possible. And the aim is to transform staff messes into fully functioning restaurants run by the prisoners to look after the prison staff. So the prisoners, while they are working, undertake qualifications so that upon release, they are qualified to work in a restaurant, both in front of house and kitchen, as well as barista. So what we are aiming to do is reduce reoffending, which is currently about 50%, and with some of the offenses up to 80%. And also help solve some of the skills and staff shortage within the hospitality industry. So at the moment, we have 2 prisons where we are operating in. One is ISIS in Thamesmead, and the other one is Wormwood Scrubs in West London. For us really to make a real difference within the offending community, as well as the hospitality industry, we really need to scale this program up and operate in as many prisons as it is possible. So we're looking at 30 to 40 prisons. This is what we are looking to do. Obviously, we have a lot of hurdles to overcome, and we are working very closely with the Minister of Justice and all our partners, because this is very much a collaborative approach. And this is why we are working with you guys at Bonzols, who have been so generous with all the equipment that have allowed us to open Scrubs on time this May.
That's great. So where did the passion or the interest originate, and what's inspired you to create this sort of initiative?
Well, I've worked with young offenders for the past 16 or 17 years. And through my charity work, I've realized that one thing I needed to do is go further and go to the root of the problem. So when I visited many prisons through the course of my charity work, and it seemed obvious that there was a missed opportunity here to create training and to operate these restaurants as if you were in a catering college, with the right vision, with the right values. I think to teach the offenders about the values of hospitalities, which, these values and the skills that we are teaching them are all transferable. And these are skills that can be used in any walks of life. But also when you think about hospitality and the huge skills and staff shortage that we have in the industry, I think that it's a no-brainer, and it's a win-win all round. The only thing that it needs really is making sure that we have the right partners, and together working towards a common goal to train up and upskills these people to ensure that when they are released, they live a law-abiding life, and help us in the hospitality industry at the same time.
Fantastic. So in terms of the chef community, are you working with anybody in particular where they're giving you some help and support along the way, or is this a new venture in reality, and it's about upon release getting the guys into the hospitality sector and then helping them through from there?
Well, we're not just working with chefs, we are working with many organizations, and the point of the Right Course really is to ensure that people have a job upon release. Because when you think about reoffending, there are 3 factors for reoffending. One is not having a job. The second one is where you live. And the third one is whether you stay in contact with your friends and family. So working with all sorts of organizations like Hilton, for example, we're working with Tom Akins, and really and truly, we cannot have enough support. So at the moment, we are predominantly in London, but as we grow and expand, we will need support from people around the areas where we are working to ensure that people can have a job, because the key is for the offenders to get a job upon release. So we have just teamed up with an organization called Only a Pavement Away, and the role of Only a Pavement Away will be to organize interviews. They've got a job board. They've got lots of employers on board, so that we can, at the right course, concentrate on the training, concentrate on the qualifications, so that when the offenders are released, we can then put them straight in front of the employer so they can get a job.
Thanks. So Bunzl Lockhart has supported the right course since they were set up for their first restaurant at ISIS at HMP Belmarsh back in 2017. How have the young offenders adapted to the responsibility of working and running that restaurant?
Well, very well. I mean, what we do is when the offenders come out, we, as I said to you just now, we put them in front of employers and we organize interviews. In fact, when I was still at Galvin at Windows, I employed one of the offenders. His name is Philip. Started working as a commis waiter, and by the time I left the restaurant, he was the chef de passe, doing very, very well. And I think that demonstrate really that one thing that I believe in, and that a lot of us know that is true, is that if you give people opportunities, if you give them chances, and if you give them a chance to shine, they will take that opportunity and they will do well. So I think that we have to remember that, and I think that people will thrive and will do very well as a result.
Yeah, I had a really good lasagna last time I went to visit. Can you give us an example of the sort of dishes that are being prepared in the restaurants today, and how's Andre Garrett helped and supported this menu development?
Well, Scrubs is a very special opportunity for us, because we have two businesses, in fact, there. We have a cafe-style operation as well as a seated restaurant. So in the cafe, we will be doing sandwiches and soups to take away, as well as cold and hot drinks. And in the restaurant, we will be working to teach the offenders as many techniques and recipes as we can. Of course, we are limited with the choice of ingredients as well as the cost of the ingredients that we can get there. But in saying that, that's not going to stop us from exploring French cuisine, Italian cuisine, Mexican, Caribbean, you name it, we'll do it. So, for example, at the moment on the menu, we've got fish and chips, we've got tacos, we've got chicken green curry, we have boeuf bourguignon, we have all the classic recipes, because, it's very important that both from the front of house and the kitchen, the boys are able to cook a variety of dishes using a variety of techniques, and are able also to sell it to their customers. And a big part of the training is front of house, is their ability to deliver hospitality, their ability to smile, to work well under pressure, to work well as part of a team. And all this is about building confidence and ensuring that they are ready for life outside the prison walls.
Okay, we're fairly sure you'd probably say front of house, Fred, but is there an area of the restaurant that the young offenders particularly like to train in? And are we likely to see a new wave of aspiring chefs?
I think that, for a lot of them, this is a new experience, and they're happy to work wherever we place them. I think that the key is for them to really own their skill and to master whatever they're doing, whether it's in reception, it's in hosting, it's being a waiter, a maitre d', being a chef on one of the sections, and for us to really drill down those skills so that by the time they leave, they are fully proficient in whatever they are doing. I think that hospitality, there's a big stigma with hospitality. There's a big stigma also with offenders. I mean, with hospitality, we can see with the skills and staff shortage at the moment, it's very difficult to find staff. But also there's a stigma about employing ex-offenders. And I think that it's very important that we demystify these stigmas, and that we show that, whether you're an offender or not, you can work in hospitality, you can do very well. I think it's about your will, it's about your desire to do well, it's about applying yourself, it's about the focus and the hard work and that perseverance. Because at the end of the day, if you put in the effort and you're really working hard at it, you will become good at whatever you do. So this is the, if you like, this is the ethos that we take. And for us, very important to have that vision that whoever comes out of the right course has to be at that level, at a high level, because as we said to the offenders, they are actually marketing the right course, but they are marketing the next wave of offenders who are going to come out. And it's very important for them to do well for themselves, but also for those who come behind them, so that they can get a job as well, because it's about word of mouth. And if one of the boys did well and one employer employed them and is very happy with them, then they will be more inclined to talk well about the scheme and about the people, so that it would be self-perpetuating. And that's what we want to create.
There's been a few, and continues to be, some different training courses provided by Her Majesty's Prison Service in the last few years. So what do you think it is about the hospitality industry that may have a long-lasting effect on rehabilitation?
Well, I think that with hospitality, it's because it's about the basics, and the basics are the same anywhere you are. For example, in service, in hospitality, there are no advanced level. It's all about the basics. And the basics are universal. If you do well in a roadside cafe, you could do very well at the Ritz. And you're talking about, for example, your ability to work well under pressure, your ability to turn up on time, coming to a job looking the part, grooming, your confidence. All these things are so basic and are so simple, but at the end of the day, this is about the foundation of any career, any industry, any sector. And also hospitality is high pressure, because it's all about timing. If somebody is coming to have a lunch today or a dinner, they want to eat and drink now. They don't want to do, because it's about your basic needs. You need to eat, you're hungry, and you need to drink, you're thirsty. But of course, restaurants are much more than that now. It's about the experience. But fundamentally, at the very start of a restaurant experience, you're talking about basic needs, and you're talking about interaction with another human being. And it's about your ability to deliver on your promise. It's about meeting expectations. It's about how you're going to come across. And this is about interpersonal skills. And interpersonal skills are used in any single job, because it doesn't matter what you know or how much you think you know. If you can't get on with people, you're not going to get on very well you're not going to get on in life. And that is the key that we are teaching these boys. I mean, I say these boys now because we haven't started to work in women's prison, but of course, we'd be very happy to, given the opportunity.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
So Fred, we're obviously extremely proud to have supported the charity at Bunzl. We've had lots of support from some of the manufacturers who have provided, the heavy equipment for you at the Scrubs project. And, this not only helps the young offenders to gain those valuable skills, and it's applying them into an industry, as you've already alluded to. It's a noticeable shrinking skill shortage at the minute. In terms of next steps and the future, you mentioned earlier 30 to 40 prisons is where you want to be. Is there anything already planned and ready to go for in the next, say, the 6 months time, or where are you at the moment in terms of next steps?
Well, we're working with several prisons at the moment. We're talking to the governors. We are also working closely with the MOJ and the prison minister. So there are loads of projects in the pipeline. And we are also looking to diversify the offering, because certain prison will be more suited to a restaurant, other prison will be more suited to a cafe. And I think that we have to ensure that whatever we do and the way we run the scheme fits in what is needed on the ground, outside the prison walls, within the industry. So this is what we are working to tailor our offering to what the industry needs.
Fantastic.
Can I just say, Mark,
sure.
I just want to thank you very much, all of you at Bunzl, because I just made one phone call, and I just said, look, I need some help here. Can you sort us out with some equipment? And I did not, really, I mean, it was just incredible, the generosity. And straight away, as soon as I called, you came back with I mean, our wish list was incredibly big, and every single item on that wish list have been delivered. I think it's just incredible. And, I think it's about, what has happened also there, it's about the collaboration and the partnership. And I think this is what we are teaching also the boys there. Without collaborating, without partnership with others, you cannot succeed in life. And this is why the right course has been successful so far. And this is how and why these boys will be successful when they come out of prison. And if you work well with people, if you are able to collaborate and come up with creative ideas, then I think that good things will happen. And so I just want to thank you. That's been fantastic. And I really look forward to the next project and how we're going to be able to work together, because without you guys, we couldn't have done what we've done at Scrubs. That's for sure.
No, it's very kind. Thank you very much, Fred. And hopefully this breeds to further success for new ventures and new projects.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Very much.
Thanks, Fred. Thank you.